Hey guys, my name is Miska and welcome to Overwatch Central. So, we've been wanting to talk about Orisa for a little while. She's a very different hero that's had a very sort of rough time ever since launch, and now she sort of started to build herself back up and is doing fairly well, but this is what we want to talk about. She hasn't actually played much, but she's still performing at least alright. Now, there's been a lot of discussion about Orisa in terms of her abilities, her role, what type of positions she is supposed to have in a team, and together with more recent changes on the PTR that's now been pushed to life for Orisa, people have just been questioning how she's doing overall. When Orisa launched, she was kind of underwhelming to a lot of people. She really didn't do that well in terms of looking at Ana and seeing how she did at launch. Sure, Sombra didn't really do well straight away, but has sort of found her place to some degree at least. But Orisa seemed very disjointed and it was kind of hard to fit her into a team. Now with the more recent changes of having a bigger barrier that covers more, a gun that fires projectiles just a bit faster to hit more targets, and a bunch of other changes, she's actually been doing a lot better though. If we take a look at Overbuff and competitive play on PC, we can see that Orisa's overall pick rate is just 1.77%, which is very low, but Orisa's win rate is 52.14%, which is actually in the top 5 if you sort heroes by win rate in just this past week in competitive play on PC. We recently did a video talking about win rates, and the reason as to why we didn't mention Orisa, for example, is because her pick rate is this low. But why is that exactly? Well, we're gonna get to that in just a bit, as it's kind of part of this next discussion, and that's about her ultimate. Now that Mercy has been changed a lot and the rework has been fully revealed and played a lot on the PTR, a lot of players are discussing if Orisa's ultimate should be changed, since you can kind of get that split damage boost type of ability from Mercy's damage boost when in her ultimate. There are many different concepts as to what should be made exactly and how Orisa's new ult could work, or what a new ultimate could just look like for Orisa. Anything from just an amplified version of the current ultimate that's just stronger, to complete reworks that are more defensive, even about shields and so on. But I'm not here to try and present the best one out of those. The question is really if Blizzard are interested in changing the Orisa ult at all, or if it's even needed in the first place. A lot of the talk has been around defensive ultimates, and there was a big post on r/competitive Overwatch not too long ago, just a couple of weeks back actually, that got a lot of traffic, so this seems to be a topic that people are very interested in. The title of that post essentially said that Blizzard kind of missed the boat with Orisa when they gave her an offensive ultimate instead of a defensive one. Now this is a very interesting talking point, and this is kind of part of why I believe at least that Orisa isn't played much. So because of Orisa's kit and how disjointed it is, together with her ultimate not really having any sort of part of the other abilities, or at least not synergizing super well with any of them, it seems like a lot of players have a hard time playing Orisa and making good use of her ultimate, and because of that aren't playing her as much because they feel like a lot of other ultimates can be more effective and more useful in many situations. Now this is completely fair to think, and I do think myself that Orisa isn't really the top tier hero that some people say she is, but I think she's better than what a lot of people give her credit for. If you want me to take a stance though, then I would say that yes, a defensive ultimate for Orisa would be nice to see, and I would like to see a rework like that from Blizzard. But if we will see that or not, I have a very hard time judging right now, as because of the very unique position Orisa is in, there's not really much to go on for Blizzard. Interestingly enough as well, more recently, and this was kind of the point from the start I guess, Orisa has been contesting Reinhardt's spot in lineups a decent amount. I would definitely say though that they are almost better at just tanking together, just because the pair still make a pretty good team, at least on the current live patch. We'll see how this changes though when the PTR changes go to live servers potentially next week. But to give you a proper verdict and summarize, Orisa has built up over time and is definitely doing better now. The reason as to why I think at least people aren't playing her is because of the way her ultimate doesn't quite synergize with the rest of her kit, and there are other picks that just seem a little bit stronger. Orisa herself is actually kind of a difficult hero to play as well, just because her kit isn't as straightforward and is just that bit more disjointed than a lot of other heroes. I think an ultimate rework could be helpful for the hero, but to me it's not really obvious or not if Blizzard agree with this. She has an okay spot right now, but what's gonna happen after the PTR changes go live is very hard to tell. With a lot of things changing around next patch as the new Mercy is added and so on, it's very hard to tell exactly what's gonna happen, but I would like to encourage you guys to try out Orisa in quick play, maybe get used to her and play her more in comp, because she is really not that bad. Alright, I'm gonna sign off here though before this video becomes a little bit too rambly. I really wanted to make this video though because Orisa isn't really talked about enough, I don't think. There was the initial reaction towards her, a bit talk more in sort of April and May, and then over the last couple months here there just really hasn't been much at all. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more Overwatch content as per usual. Do comment below with your thoughts on Orisa, I'd love to read it. I'll be answering a bunch of comments and just joining in on the discussion as well, of course. But that is it for this time. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, take care, and we'll see you then.